Marcus Chen stands at the floor-to-ceiling windows of his penthouse office, overlooking Manhattan like a king surveying his empire. At 38, he's already built one of the most successful venture capital firms in the country. His portfolio includes tech unicorns, biotech startups, and real estate developments across 3 continents. Forbes estimated his net worth at $2.3 billion last year, though Marcus knows the real number is higher. But none of that matters today. Today, he's watching security footage from his daughter's bedroom for the 14th time this morning, searching for something he can't name, some sign that the new nanny isn't like all the others who came before her. His phone buzzes, another message from the board, another crisis that needs his attention. He silences it without reading. 3 years ago, Marcus had everything. A beautiful wife named Sophia, a thriving business, and a baby daughter with her mother's dark eyes and infectious laugh. Then one morning, Sophia kissed him goodbye before her morning run and never came home. A distracted driver running a red light ended everything in seconds. Marcus couldn't process the loss, couldn't face it. So he buried himself in work, left his 6-month-old daughter Lily with nannies and nurses while he built his empire even higher, as if success could fill the void his wife left behind. But Lily wasn't developing normally. At 18 months, she still hadn't spoken, didn't turn when they called her name, didn't respond to music or singing or any of the sounds that should captivate a toddler. Marcus flew her to specialists in Boston, Los Angeles, Switzerland, Singapore, spent over $4 million chasing answers. The diagnosis came from a renowned pediatric audiologist at Johns Hopkins: profound bilateral sensorineural hearing loss, complete deafness, irreversible. "Your daughter will never hear," the doctor said with practiced sympathy. "We can try hearing aids, but given the severity, they're unlikely to help. You should focus on sign language, assistive technology, building a life around her disability." Marcus had nodded, written another check, flown home and on his private jet with his silent daughter sleeping in his arms, and felt something inside him die for the second time. That was 18 months ago. Now Lily is 3 years old, living in near total silence, and Marcus has stopped believing in miracles. The Chen penthouse spans the entire 42nd floor of a luxury building in Tribeca. 12 bedrooms, 8 bathrooms, walls of glass overlooking the Hudson River, every inch covered by state-of-the-art security cameras. Marcus had the system installed after the 3rd nanny. She'd been stealing, small things at first, jewelry, cash from his wallet. Then she'd tried to access his home office, searching for financial documents she could sell to his competitors. Marcus caught her on camera at 2 in the morning, photographing contracts with her phone. The 4th nanny leaked details about Lily's condition to tabloids, sold photos of his daughter for $10,000. The 5th took Lily to meet a friend who turned out to be a reporter looking for inside information about Marcus's upcoming merger deals. Number 6 convinced Marcus to invest in her brother's failing restaurant, then disappeared with $200,000. 7 through 11 were variations on the same theme: theft, deception, betrayal. Everyone saw his wealth, his vulnerability, his desperate need for help with his daughter, and they saw opportunity. By the time he hired the 12th nanny, Marcus had cameras in every room except the bathrooms. Motion sensors, audio recording, live feeds to his phone. He watched everything, trusted nothing. That nanny lasted 4 months before he caught her searching through his bedroom drawers, looking for something valuable enough to steal. Now he sits in his home office every evening, laptop open, scrolling through footage from throughout the day. Watching strangers interact with his daughter while he's locked away in meetings he can't escape. Watching Lily sit motionless on her bedroom floor, building block towers in silence, living in a world he can't reach. The surveillance helps him maintain control, gives him the illusion that he's protecting her, but deep down, Marcus knows the truth. The cameras can't protect Lily from the prison of silence she was born into. They can only document it. Elena Santos arrives on a Tuesday morning carrying a single worn canvas bag and wearing clothes that have been washed too many times. She's 29, with dark hair pulled back in a practical bun and eyes that look older than her face. Mrs. Park, the house manager, shows her to the staff quarters, a small but comfortable room near the service entrance. "Mr. Chen is very particular," Mrs. Park explains, her voice low and serious. "The previous nannies, there were problems. He'll be watching. The cameras are everywhere." Elena nods, setting down her bag. "I understand." "The little girl, Lily, she's deaf, can't hear anything. You'll need to learn some basic signs, though Mr. Chen prefers you follow the schedule exactly as written. Therapists come on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Medication for sleep issues every night at 7. Keep her safe, keep her on routine, don't get attached." That last instruction makes Elena's chest tighten, but she doesn't argue. She needs this job. 6 months ago, Elena was finishing her nursing degree while working nights at a senior care facility in Queens. Then her father had a stroke. Medical bills piled up faster than she could pay them. She dropped out of school, took every shift she could find, but it wasn't enough. When her father died 3 weeks later, she was left with $60,000 in debt and no degree to show for the years she'd invested. This position pays 4 times what she made at the care facility, room and board included. It's not just a job, it's survival. That afternoon, Mrs. Park brings her to meet Lily. The child's room is enormous, filled with expensive toys still in their packaging, shelves of books that clearly haven't been touched, a rocking horse that looks like it's never been ridden, everything perfect and untouched, like a museum display. Lily sits cross-legged on a plush rug, stacking wooden blocks into a tower. She doesn't look up when they enter. "Lily," Mrs. Park says, though the child can't hear her. She walks around to where Lily can see her, waves to get her attention. Lily glances up briefly, her dark eyes distant and guarded, then returns to her blocks. "This is Elena. She'll be taking care of you now." Elena kneels down slowly, making sure Lily can see her approach. She smiles gently, waves hello. Lily stares at her for a long moment, studying her face with an intensity that makes Elena's heart ache. Then, without warning, the little girl reaches out and touches Elena's cheek with small, careful fingers. Elena stays very still, lets Lily explore her face. The child's touch is gentle, curious, like she's trying to understand something words can't explain. "Hello, sweetheart," Elena whispers, even though she knows Lily can't hear. Something shifts in Lily's expression, not quite a smile, but a softening. Her hand drops back to her lap, and she returns to her blocks, but Elena notices she's building now where Elena can see, as if she wants to be watched. That night, after Lily is asleep, Elena sits in her small room and opens her laptop. She searches for information about childhood deafness, treatment options, success stories. She watches videos of deaf children learning to communicate, thriving despite their disability. But something nags at her, something she can't quite name. In nursing school, she'd done rotations in pediatrics, worked with deaf children before. They were different from Lily, more animated, more connected to the world around them, using other senses to compensate for what they couldn't hear. Lily seems dulled, like she's not just deaf, but disconnected from everything. Elena tells herself she's reading too much into it, that she's only known this child for 1 day. But the feeling doesn't go away. In his office 3 doors down, Marcus watches the security footage from Lily's room, watches this new nanny, Elena Santos, former nursing student, father recently deceased, significant debt, desperate for work, kneel beside his daughter with a gentleness that makes something in his chest ache. He's already run a complete background check, no criminal record, no history of deception, references that all checked out. She seems genuine, but then so did the others. He zooms in on the moment when Lily reached out to touch Elena's face, and he sees something he hasn't seen in months. Curiosity in his daughter's eyes. Interest. Marcus leans back in his chair, rubbing his tired eyes. "Don't let me down," he whispers to the screen. "Please don't let me down." If you're enjoying this story so far, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. Drop a comment telling me where in the world you're watching from. I love Elena follows the schedule for the first week. Exactly as instructed. Wake Lily at 7, help her dress, breakfast with vitamin supplements mixed into her yogurt. Morning activities, puzzles, coloring, gentle exercises. Physical therapy at 10 on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Lunch at noon. Quiet time, afternoon play, dinner at 5:30, bath at 6. Medication at 7, bed by 7:30. She watches Lily move through each day like a small ghost, compliant but absent, going through motions without joy. The therapists come and go, trying exercises that Lily tolerates but doesn't engage with. They speak to each other in low voices about limited progress and adjustment expectations. Elena notices things, the way Lily sometimes tilts her head, as if listening for something she can't quite catch. The way she presses her hands flat against the floor when music plays in another room, feeling the vibrations. The way her eyes track movement through the window. Birds flying past, leaves falling, with an intensity that seems like more than coincidence. On day 8, Elena breaks protocol. It's Sunday afternoon. Marcus is locked in his office on conference calls that seem to never end. The house is quiet. Elena brings Lily to the piano in the formal living room. A stunning Steinway grand that Mrs. Park says no one has touched since Mrs. Chen died. She sits Lily on the bench beside her, places the child's small hand flat on the polished wood, then presses a low key. The vibration travels through the piano, through Lily's palm. The little girl's eyes widen. She looks at her hand, then at Elena, then back at the piano. Elena plays another note, another vibration. Lily pulls her hand back, startled but fascinated. Then carefully she reaches out and presses a key herself. The sound fills the room. Lily can't hear it, but she feels it. She presses another key, another. Her face lights up with wonder. Elena's throat tightens. This is the first time she's seen real joy in Lily's expression. She helps Lily press keys in simple patterns, lets her feel the different vibrations of high notes versus low notes. They spend 20 minutes exploring sound through touch, and Lily laughs, a beautiful, unrestrained sound that makes Elena want to cry. In his office, Marcus hears his daughter's laughter through the open door. He freezes mid-sentence on his call, the words dying in his throat. That sound, he hasn't heard it in over a year. He stands up, walks quickly to his laptop, pulls up the living room camera feed. On screen, Elena and Lily sit at the piano together. His daughter is laughing, pressing keys, looking up at Elena with pure happiness. "Mr. Chen, are you still there?" The voice on the phone sounds distant, irrelevant. "I'll call you back," Marcus says, ending the call without waiting for a response. He should be angry. Elena broke the schedule, touched the piano without permission, deviated from the routine the therapists established. But all he can see is his daughter's face, alive and bright in a way he'd forgotten was possible. He watches them for another 10 minutes, watches Elena patiently guide Lily's hands, watches his daughter discover that, even in silence, there can be music. When they finally leave the living room, Lily is still smiling, still turning back to look at the piano like she's already planning to return. Marcus closes his laptop slowly. In his calendar, he has 15 more meetings scheduled before the day ends. Deals to close, investments to finalize, decisions that affect thousands of jobs and millions of dollars. For the first time in 3 years, none of it seems important. He stands up, leaves his office, and walks down the hallway to where Elena is helping Lily wash her hands before dinner. Both of them look up when he enters, surprised. Marcus rarely appears during the day. He's always working, always busy, always somewhere else. He looks at Elena first. "Thank you," he says quietly, "for the piano." Elena nods, uncertain. "I hope that was okay. I thought it was perfect." Then he kneels down in front of his daughter, Lily watches him with those dark eyes that look so much like Sophia's. Marcus signs hello, one of the few signs he's learned. Lily's face breaks into a shy smile. She signs back, then reaches out and touches his face, just like she did with Elena on that first day. Marcus feels his eyes burn. He pulls his daughter into a gentle hug, feels her small arms wrap around his neck. For the first time in longer than he can remember, Marcus Chen feels something that might be hope. But he doesn't know yet that hope is about to turn into horror. Because what Elena discovers next won't just change Lily's life. It will expose a truth so devastating that Marcus will question everything he thought he knew about his daughter's condition, about the doctors he trusted, and about the 3 years they've already lost. Elena can't sleep. It's 2 a.m. and she's lying in her small bed, staring at the ceiling, replaying the day in her mind. Something isn't right. She felt it the moment she met Lily, and every day since, the feeling has grown stronger. She gets up, opens her laptop, and starts searching. Profound bilateral sensorineural hearing loss. She reads about causes, treatments, prognoses, studies cases of children born deaf, how they develop, how they interact with the world. Then she pulls up her phone and scrolls through the photos she's been taking of Lily's medication bottles. Mr. Chen had given her permission to document everything, part of his obsessive need to track every detail of his daughter's care. 7 different medications. Vitamins, supplements, something called neurostim for auditory nerve support, sleep aids, anti-anxiety medication for a 3-year-old. Elena starts searching each medication, cross-referencing dosages, reading about side effects. Her hands go cold. The neurostim, she can't find any legitimate information about it. No FDA approval, no medical studies, just a few references on obscure forums to an experimental compound that was discontinued 5 years ago due to safety concerns. The sleep medication dosage is 3 times higher than what's recommended for a child Lily's age. The vitamin supplement contains ingredients that shouldn't be mixed together that can cause drowsiness, cognitive fog, neurological suppression. Elena's nursing training kicks in. She starts making notes, documenting everything. This isn't treatment. This is chemical sedation. She thinks about the way Lily moves through each day, compliant, docile, disconnected. The way the child seems more alert in the mornings before medication, more present. The way she fades as the day goes on, especially after the evening doses. Elena's stomach twists. She needs to talk to someone, but who? Mr. Chen trusts these doctors implicitly. He's spent millions following their guidance. She looks at the prescription bottles again, all of them signed by the same physician, Dr. Raymond Ashford, Director of Pediatric Audiology at Manhattan Advanced Medical Center. Elena searches his name. Dr. Ashford has published extensively, speaks at conferences, is considered a leading expert in childhood hearing disorders. His credentials are impeccable, but something feels wrong. She keeps digging, clicking through pages of search results until she finds something buried deep, a medical malpractice lawsuit from 6 years ago, settled out of court, records sealed. The plaintiff's name is redacted, but the case involved inappropriate treatment protocols for pediatric patients. Elena's heart pounds. She screenshots everything, saves it all to a password-protected folder. Then she lies back down, staring at the ceiling again, and makes a decision. Tomorrow she's going to test something. Elena waits until Tuesday morning when the physical therapist is scheduled to come. She gets Lily up early before the morning medications are due, helps her dress, gives her breakfast, but skips the vitamin supplements, dumping them in the trash when no one's looking. Lily seems different almost immediately, more alert. Her eyes brighter. They play with blocks before therapy. Lily builds a tower, then looks at Elena and smiles. A real smile, not the distant half-expression Elena has seen before. When the therapist arrives, Elena stays in the room, watching carefully. The woman works with Lily on balance exercises, sensory activities, things meant to help with spatial awareness and motor development. Lily participates, but she seems distracted. She keeps turning her head toward the window, where construction work is happening on a building across the street. The therapist doesn't notice. She's focused on her checklist, marking off completed exercises, but Elena notices every time a particularly loud sound happens outside. A truck backing up, a drill starting, someone shouting. Lily's head turns slightly, not dramatically, just a subtle shift, a tilt, a moment of attention. Elena's breath catches. She waits until the therapist leaves, then she acts. She takes Lily to the little girl's bedroom, closes the door, and kneels down in front of her. "Sweetheart," Elena says softly, even though she knows Lily supposedly can't hear her, "I need you to do something for me." She pulls out her phone, opens a white noise app, and holds it behind her back where Lily can't see it. She plays a tone, low frequency, gentle. Lily's eyes shift just slightly toward the sound. Elena's heart hammers. She plays another tone, different frequency. Again, Lily's eyes track toward it. Elena stands up, walks to the other side of the room, plays the tone again. Lily turns her head. "Oh my God," Elena whispers. "Oh my God, you can hear." She plays different sounds, a bell, a drum, a soft voice recording. Each time Lily responds, not perfectly, not immediately, but she responds. Her hearing isn't normal, isn't sharp, but it's there. This child isn't completely deaf. Elena's mind races. The medications. They're not treating her, they're suppressing her, keeping her sedated, keeping her disconnected, keeping her from developing normally. But why? Why would a doctor do this? She thinks about the bills she's seen on Mr. Chen's desk when she's walked past his office. Hundreds of thousands of dollars, ongoing treatment, endless appointments, experimental therapies that never work. A child who never gets better is a child who needs care forever. Elena feels sick. She looks at Lily, this beautiful little girl who should be running and playing and talking, who instead sits in chemical fog day after day, year after year. "I'm going to help you," Elena whispers. "I promise, baby. I'm going to help you." But first, she needs proof, undeniable proof, and she needs to tell Marcus Chen that his daughter has been poisoned for 3 years by the man he trusted most. Elena waits until evening, until after Lily is supposed to take her medication, but she doesn't give it to her. Instead, she pours the liquid into the sink, fills the medicine cup with water and a tiny bit of juice for color, and gives that to Lily instead. "Your secret," she whispers, touching her finger to her lips. Lily watches her with those dark, intelligent eyes. Over the next 3 days, Elena continues skipping the medications, all of them. She documents everything in a private journal. Lily's increasing alertness, her responses to sound, the way she's starting to babble and make noise, experimenting with her own voice. By Thursday, the change is unmistakable. Lily laughs more, plays more. At dinner, she hums to herself, a tuneless, beautiful sound. Marcus notices he's been watching the security footage obsessively, the way he always does. But now he's watching something different. His daughter is waking up, becoming more animated, more present. He calls Elena into his office Friday evening. "What are you doing differently?" he asks, not accusatory, genuinely curious. Elena's heart pounds. This is it. She has to tell him. "Mr. Chen," she says carefully, "I need to show you something." She pulls out her laptop, shows him her research. The medications, the dosages, the side effects, the way they work together to suppress neurological function. Marcus's face goes pale as he reads. "That's not possible," he says. "Dr. Ashford is one of the best in the country. He was Sophia's doctor. He delivered Lily. He's been treating her since birth." "I know," Elena says gently, "but please just look at this." She shows him the videos she's recorded secretly over the past 3 days. Lily turning toward sounds, responding to her name, humming. Marcus stares at the screen like he's seeing a ghost. "She can hear," Elena says quietly. "Not perfectly, maybe not normally, but she can hear. The medications have been suppressing her development, keeping her sedated, making her appear more disabled than she is." Marcus stands up abruptly, his chair rolling back. No, no, that's impossible. We've seen dozens of specialists. They all confirmed. They all trusted Dr. Ashford's initial diagnosis, Elena interrupts. No one questioned it. No one ran independent tests. They just followed his treatment protocol. Marcus's hands are shaking. He picks up his phone. What are you doing? Elena asks. Calling Raymond, right now. He's going to explain this. But Dr. Ashford doesn't answer. The call goes to voicemail. Marcus tries again and again, each time voicemail. Finally, he calls the medical center. The receptionist sounds uncomfortable. Dr. Ashford is on extended leave, Mr. Chen. I'm not authorized to provide more information. Extended leave? Since when? I can't say, sir. Would you like to leave a message? Marcus hangs up. He and Elena stare at each other. He knows, Elena whispers. Somehow he knows we figured it out. Marcus sits down heavily. 3 years. 3 years I've been giving her poison. His voice breaks. My wife died bringing her into this world, and I've spent 3 years slowly destroying what was left. This isn't your fault, Elena says firmly. You trusted a doctor. Any parent would. But Marcus isn't listening. He's spiraling, drowning in guilt and rage and horror. Get out, he says suddenly. Elena blinks. What? Get out of my house. You don't know what you're talking about. You're a nursing school dropout playing detective. You have no medical degree, no credentials, no right to make these accusations. Mr. Chen, please. I said get out, he roars. You're fired. Pack your things and leave, tonight. Elena steps back, shocked. You can't be serious. Do I look like I'm joking? His face is twisted with pain and fury. You come in here with your conspiracy theories, trying to convince me that I've been poisoning my own daughter. You think I can live with that? You think I want you here reminding me? So you're going to put her back on those medications? Elena asks, her own anger rising. You're going to keep sedating her because facing the truth is too painful? Get out, Marcus says again, quieter this time, broken. Please, just go. Elena looks at him, this powerful man crumbling under the weight of what he's learned, and she understands. He's not firing her because he doesn't believe her. He's firing her because he does, and he can't bear to look at the person who proved he failed his daughter. If you're hooked on this story, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss an upload. Your support means everything and helps me bring you more emotional stories like this one. Elena packs her bag in silence. 20 minutes later, she walks out of the Chen penthouse carrying everything she owns, leaving behind a little girl who's just starting to wake up, and a father who's just realized the worst mistake of his life. The penthouse feels like a tomb. Marcus stands in the doorway of Lily's room, watching his daughter sleep. Mrs. Park had given her the evening medications, all of them, exactly as prescribed, and now Lily is deeply unconscious, that unnatural stillness settling over her small body again. He'd done this. He'd ordered Elena to leave, demanded they return to the protocol, and within hours his daughter had faded back into fog. Marcus walks to the window, stares out at the city lights blurring through his tears. His phone sits on the dresser, filled with unanswered calls to Dr. Ashford. The medical center claimed they couldn't reach him either. Family emergency, they said. Indefinite leave. The timing was too convenient. Marcus pulls up his laptop, looks at the research Elena showed him. Really looks, this time, without the panic and denial clouding his vision. He reads every word, checks every source, cross-references the medications with legitimate medical databases. Everything Elena said was right. These aren't treatments. They're toxins. And Dr. Ashford prescribed them knowing exactly what they'd do. Keep Lily dependent, keep her disabled, keep the insurance money flowing for years. Marcus's phone buzzes, a text from his head of security. Found something. Ashford's been flagged by the medical board twice in the past decade. Both investigations dropped after settlements. Records sealed. Another text follows with an attachment. Bank records show deposits from pharmaceutical companies, kickbacks for prescribing experimental drugs to pediatric patients. Marcus's vision goes red. His daughter, his baby girl, poisoned for profit. He thinks about Sophia, about how she'd trusted Raymond Ashford, how they'd known him socially, had him to dinner parties, considered him a friend, how Ashford had stood at Sophia's funeral, put his hand on Marcus's shoulder, and promised to take care of Lily like she was my own. Marcus wants to put his fist through the window. Instead, he calls Elena. She answers on the first ring, voice cautious. "Mr. Chen? Where are you?" I'm at a hotel in Queens. Why?" Marcus's voice cracks. "Come back, please. I was wrong. I was so wrong. And I need your help. Lily needs you." Silence on the other end. "Elena, please, I'm begging you." "You fired me," she says quietly. "You called me a dropout playing detective." I know, and I'm sorry. I was angry and scared, and I took it out on you." He's crying now, doesn't try to hide it. "You were the only one who saw what was happening, the only one who cared enough to look, and I threw you out for telling me the truth." "What changed?" Elena asks. "I stopped being a coward," Marcus says. "I looked at the evidence, all of it, and I know you're right, but I can't do this alone. I don't know how to save her without you." Another long pause. "I'm on my way," Elena finally says. Elena arrives an hour later. Marcus is waiting by the private elevator, and when the doors open, he sees she's carrying the same worn canvas bag from the day she arrived. "Thank you," he says. "Thank you for coming back." Elena looks past him toward Lily's room. "How is she?" "Asleep, heavily sedated. I gave her the medications before I understood, His voice fails. "Then we stop now," Elena says firmly. "Tonight. No more poison." They go to Lily's room together. The little girl is unconscious, breathing shallow and slow. Elena checks her pulse, her pupils, the way a nurse would. "The withdrawal might be hard," she says. "These medications, her system is dependent on them. We should have a doctor here, someone we can trust." "I'll call my personal physician, someone independent, no connection to Ashford." Marcus pulls out his phone, makes the call. Dr. Patricia Morris arrives at midnight. She's in her 60s, straightforward and no nonsense. Marcus has known her for 15 years, trusts her completely. She examines Lily while the child sleeps, reviews the medication list, reads Elena's research. "My God," she whispers. "This is criminal. This child should never have been on these drugs." "Can you help her?" Marcus asks. Dr. Morris nods. "We'll taper her off slowly over the next week, monitor her constantly. It won't be easy. She might have symptoms, discomfort, maybe behavioral changes as her system adjusts. But yes, we can save her." She looks at Marcus with sympathy. "This isn't your fault. You trusted a doctor. That's what parents are supposed to do." But Marcus can't let himself off that easily. For the next 5 days, they barely leave Lily's side. The withdrawal is gentle but noticeable. Lily is restless, clingy, sometimes irritable. But with each day, she becomes more alert, more present. On day 3, she says her first clear word, "Papa." Marcus freezes. He's been signing with her, speaking even though he thought she couldn't hear, and now she's looking right at him, her voice small but unmistakable. "Papa." He drops to his knees, pulls her close. "I'm here, baby. Papa's here." Lily pats his face the way she's seen Elena do. "Papa sad?" "Happy tears," he manages. "Papa's so happy." By day 7, all the medications are gone. Dr. Morris runs comprehensive hearing tests, real ones, independent ones, the kind that should have been done 3 years ago. She shows Marcus the results. Lily has moderate hearing loss in her left ear, mild loss in her right. With proper hearing aids and speech therapy, she'll develop normally. She should have a completely normal life. "She was never profoundly deaf?" Marcus asks, though he already knows the answer. "No. The medication suppressed her neurological responses, made her appear more disabled than she was. Without them, she can hear, process, learn. She was always capable. Someone just convinced you she wasn't. Marcus sits down heavily. 3 years. 3 years of darkness and silence that never needed to happen. There's something else, Dr. Morris says. I've reported this to the medical board and the police. Dr. Ashford will be investigated. If you want to press charges, I want to destroy him, Marcus says quietly. I want him to lose everything, the way he tried to take everything from my daughter. 2 weeks after the medication stop, Lily speaks in full sentences. They're sitting together in the living room, Marcus, Elena, and Lily, when the little girl points to the piano and says, "Play music again, like before." Elena looks at Marcus. He nods. They go to the Steinway together. Elena plays simple melodies while Lily feels the vibrations, listens with her new hearing aids, sways to rhythms she's discovering for the first time. "Mama, play more," Lily says, reaching for Elena's hands. Elena's breath catches. "Sweetheart, I'm not." "You are, Mama," Lily insists. "Papa said, you saved me. That's what mamas do." Elena looks at Marcus. He's smiling through tears. "She's not wrong," he says softly. Elena pulls Lily onto her lap, holds her close. This child she's known for barely a month has become everything to her. The purpose she thought she'd lost when her father died. The love she thought she could never have. "Okay, baby," Elena whispers. "I'm your mama, and I'm never leaving you again." Marcus watches them together, his daughter and the woman who saved her, and feels something shift in his chest. For 3 years, he's been half alive, going through motions, building empires that meant nothing because his heart was buried with Sophia. But maybe Sophia sent Elena to them. Maybe she's been watching, waiting for the right person to walk through that door and wake them both up. "Elena," Marcus says quietly. She looks up. "I need to tell you something." He takes a breath. "These past weeks, watching you with Lily, watching you fight for her when I couldn't, you've given me back everything I thought I'd lost. My daughter, my hope, my reason to be present instead of hiding behind work." Elena's eyes fill with tears. "I know it's complicated," Marcus continues. "I know we've been through hell together, and maybe that's not the best foundation, but I can't imagine this life without you in it anymore, not as an employee, as family." "Marcus, stay," he says, "not as her nanny, as her mother, as whatever you want to be. Just stay." Lily looks between them, her small face serious. "Mama stays?" Elena wipes her eyes, laughs through tears. "Yes, baby, Mama stays." Marcus crosses the room, sits beside them on the piano bench. For the first time since Sophia died, he lets himself feel something other than grief. He feels love. 6 months later, Lily starts preschool. She wears her hearing aids proudly, decorated with sparkly stickers she picked out herself. Her speech is progressing rapidly with therapy. She makes friends, plays too loudly, laughs constantly. She's a normal 4-year-old. Finally, Dr. Ashford was arrested 4 months ago. The investigation uncovered 14 other families, 14 other children prescribed the same toxic protocol. The FBI found evidence of insurance fraud totaling $47 million. Marcus testified before a grand jury. So did Elena. So did Dr. Morris. The trial is set for next year, but Ashford will never practice medicine again. He'll likely spend the rest of his life in prison. Other families have reached out, thanking Marcus and Elena for exposing the truth. Some of their children are recovering, like Lily. Others suffered permanent damage. Marcus started a foundation in Sophia's name, advocating for second opinions, independent testing, patient rights. Elena runs the family outreach program, helping parents navigate the medical system, teaching them to trust their instincts. Tonight, they're having dinner in the garden, something Marcus had built on the penthouse terrace, filled with flowers and lights and space for Lily to run. Lily is spinning in circles, arms outstretched, singing a song she learned at school. "She's so happy," Elena says, watching her. Marcus takes her hand. "Because of you." "Because of us," Elena corrects. "We saved her together." He looks at this woman who walked into his life carrying grief and debt and desperate hope, who saw what no one else could see, who fought for his daughter when he'd given up. Last week, he asked her to marry him. She said yes. They haven't told Lily yet, want to wait until the adoption paperwork is finalized, making Elena legally Lily's mother before anything else. But Lily already knows. She calls Elena Mama without hesitation, crawls into her lap for comfort, runs to her first when she's excited about something. Papa, Mama, look, Lily calls, pointing at fireflies appearing in the garden as the sun sets. They both look. Pretty lights, Lily says, like magic. Marcus pulls both of them close, his daughter who can finally hear, and the woman who taught them both how to live again. Not magic, he says. Miracles. Elena rests her head on his shoulder. Sometimes they're the same thing. Lily catches a firefly in her cupped hands, her face glowing with wonder. I can hear it buzzing, Mama. I can hear everything. And in that moment, surrounded by light and laughter and love, Marcus Chen finally understands what true wealth is. Not the billions in his accounts or the empire he built, but this family, this moment, this second chance at joy. Elena was right. Sometimes God puts the right person in the right place at exactly the right time. And sometimes, when we're brave enough to listen, He uses our darkest moments to write the most beautiful endings. Thank you so much for watching until the end. If you loved this story, check out the other videos on your screen now. I think you'll really enjoy them. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. See you in the next story.